Today we are going to see how the giant arrow works with the combination of the siege barracks and mass dragon. So let's dive in and see this video. Okay guys, on the first attack we have a diamond style of base with of course one invisibility tower behind the town hall. Now I tried my best to bring you all the variety of bases with the complete separated core, with the box base, these diamond bases and also the meta bases, but let's see how I do this attack. Now we have the siege barracks of course to the opposite side of the heroes, and usually you want to drop your queen in an angle where she can get those sweepers. Now if she gets even one, it's fine, but this sweeper placement was a bit more harder for me, so I had to put the queen down to go a bit more further, and when she tapped the wizard tower I can hit the queen ability and get the sweeper and activate that invisibility tower, because the giant arrow actually hit the wall. That was what I was looking for, but I was looking to get the expo, not the wall, so it was a bit unlucky, or maybe lucky actually there. Now the double rage warden ability is for nearly every attack, but one thing that happened was very bad in this attack was that a lot of my dragon went to the town hall. You usually want to have two because you're already going to have a rage, so with two freeze or one freeze you can get it. While working for the heroes to go in, you have of course free spells for the core to get the clan castle. That's your next goal after you deploy all of your dragons. You need to get the CC down, and the moment you know it's going to go down, you can drop the RC so she can clear stuff where the queen cannot clear, or the queen doesn't have dragons to support her. Freeze again for the enemy royal champion. We got my royal champion moving towards the back end with the hawk puppet and the haste vial. She can get this stuff where there is a lot of damage on the queen, because don't forget you don't have those queen invisibility vial anymore, so you need to make sure she stays alive. Sometimes she's going to be the one to tank for the back end or finish off some of the certain defenses, and on this attack you're going to see it comes down to king and queen, or even actually warden as well. But you hopefully you understood the way we use that siege barracks, because it gives us a very faster funnel than a flame flinger or any other kind of siege machine. But on this video actually I'm gonna show you with the blimp and also the stone slammer as well. There's gonna be some variety of bases which you need to be using them instead of the siege barracks. It depends on how the defenses are kind of placed. Sometimes you have single infernos in your way of funneling, so you cannot use that many good heroes or P.E.K.K.A.s for example, but you can use skelly spells and that stone slammer for example. So that's how we got this base. Let's move on. Okay, second base. Now this base I wanted to bring it because it was actually fully designed to catch you off guard with the dragon attack. So what I'm gonna do is see this queen angle, we need to drop her on the army camp and pop the ability, but I'm gonna make sure I funnel her as well. So popping the ability, both sweepers are down. Now why do I say this was designed for the dragons? Is simply because the core, that it gives you that whole idea of you need to go to the CC to take it out. It's a bit separated core from the other side of the bases. So double rage, one ability again. We're gonna go ahead, you need to keep on freezing the monolith or the enemy heroes if they lock on. One loon, got the poison tower, and this is where you can see the dragons moving away. Now I always want to bring you the challenging bases for each strategy that I bring to this channel. So you can see I'm keep on freezing for these dragons to only take down the CC. Once I know it's down, there is no point of freezing anymore, and I know my other dragons won't get it, but I won't waste time. I'm dropping the RC straight into the town hall, and also of course that poison spell. We're gonna go with the freeze. You need to have a good timing, because don't forget you go invisible and then you can have a freeze as well. So then when you're visible, you're basically having extra time with the RC ability, and the dragons moving forward on the back end. I'm going to pop the RC ability and then a giant for the back end to tank, but you can see the RC getting the certain defenses that is good to get. So it doesn't matter if the town hall stays up on such attacks, there's always going to be that separated core which nothing really damages your dragons except the air defenses, which on this base two air defenses was a bit more centralized than just being in the corner. So as I said, it was a decent design to defend the dragons, but not this strategy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and this time we have a few dragons alive to finish off the base and not just heroes. But let's move on to the next hit because it's gonna be an interesting one. Okay, we have this very separated invisibility core from the rest of the base, and there's a hardcore rage tower on the left as well. So what I want to do is to actually get both sweepers and also activate the invis, but I'm gonna have the stone slammer again on this hit. Look at that, we're gonna activate it, and now we can have skelly spells and then the stone slammer straight into that entire area. So we can go ahead with the dragons now. Queen got the funnel down. Again, we're gonna go ahead with double rage and the warden ability, catching everything moving forward. You want to add the king very quickly, kind of to, you know, just separate the queen from the defenses. Rage and freeze in the core, so 2 dragons, as I told you, is enough on the town hall with a few free spells, like 1 or 2. That's enough. Now you got 3 more free spells, but yeah, I did that because I actually accidentally put a freeze down instead of zooming, so that's a mistake by me. Now the rage tower is down. If you have the king's spiky ball, go ahead and use it. I don't have it in this account. I'm actually getting to buy it because, you know, I do different strategies on multiple accounts, so I'm able to bring you these videos hopefully. But still, we can have the king's spiky ball, as I've seen also in tournaments and esports. People use it for the back end. It can give you 9 extra defenses, but make sure you keep on freezing whatever is hurting your dragons. And honestly, we don't need the RC in this attacks. Fully swagged RC, and that's all because of our beautiful funnel with the stone slammer and our very nice giant arrow into the core. So it gives us that whole idea of having only 2 or maybe 1 even dragon in the core, getting that entire value, because the bases aren't ready for air attacks like this. Every base is designed for Root Riders. But let's move on to the next hit. Okay, next up we got this base, and this was the base back on the first season of that cookie rumble. If you guys remember when the cookies and the bag of frostmite was really popular, I brought this base to YouTube, and this is the exact traps that I made. But I'm doing a few mistakes on this attack, so I wanted to bring it. What happens if you make a mistake, for example? So what I want to do is for my queen to get one of the sweepers. So I'm going to drop her in a way, so once I pop the ability, she gets that left sweeper, and I drop a rage instead of the king. So that's my mistakes. Now we're going to go with that skelly spell and then the siege barracks for the P.E.K.K.A.s to get the tanking. And this was one of my mistakes here, because I dropped the P.E.K.K.A.s and I funneled them in a way so they can actually pull the CC now, and it's bad, okay? But it's not the end of the world, you know. King ability on the town hall, we're gonna rage here because we don't have double rage on the first, because we invested a rage in the outside. I'm going with 1 rage only, and this is where you have 6 free spells to keep on freezing the core. Something that is important, guys, if the CC didn't get pulled, you need the CC down before you drop the RC. That's why, honestly, right now I would have froze the scatter and the multi-archer tower, but there was no need. So what I'm gonna do is just leave them. I'm gonna keep on freezing somewhere else later on. Giant, barbarians and archers for the backup of the RC, wallbreaker for my queen to go in and help out. Few dragons on the lower side, got the back end of the base basically. And what is important now is the ricochet cannon, scatter shot and the multi-archer tower. Once you pop a nice RC ability on that entire side with an extra freeze, you can get the base done. And again, this base was the exact same trap that I built on that, you know, whole event we had with the cookie rumble. But still, the base could maybe defend the Root Riders, who knows. But I'm bringing you this strategy because some of you, I think, are tired of Root Riders. But this is still a very easy spam and slightly nice in a way of you are kind of starting with a queen giant arrow, which is so good because sometimes you can start with no sweepers and just enjoy your ride. So let's move on to the last hit and see what I do. Okay, one of those popular bases on Legends League, I wanted to bring it to you. So hopefully you guys see the variety of bases actually by this video. Now what you want to do is, again, get your queen in an angle to get one of the sweepers and activate the, you know, of course, invisibility tower. And on this attack, because the CC is on this side of the base, you need the dragons to go in and take it out as fast as possible. So I'm gonna have the queen funnel, and of course I want to have, you know, kind of the other funnel as well, but I'm going to use a blimp in this attack because the town hall is too far. And one thing you notice on the last attacks is that we have a super dragon inside our siege barracks or siege machines basically. But on this attack, you're gonna see the blimp actually gets caught in a tornado. This means we cannot get that super dragon in the core, because my plan was to rage and freeze the super dragon in the core. It would be crazy, but still we can have the same idea even if the blimp falls down early. This is why this super dragon is better than just mass loons. So now I can see the CC is down, I can see the dragons in the core, I can see the queen is fine by her own with a few support of the dragons. So I dropped the RC on the right hand side where that scatter shot could potentially stay up. King's Gauntlet go off on the left side, we can keep on freezing the town hall. As I said, only 2 dragons is enough to take it out with a rage, without a rage, with a few free spells. So you don't necessarily need every one of your heroes or dragons to directly go to it. RC ability and absolutely crushing this base from left, right and center. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this strategy. The link of it will be down below in the comments, or for example in the description. I don't actually know, sorry, my bad, in the description. But I will see you soon on the next video. Take care and peace.